Dave, what was it about Walker's performance from your viewpoint that allowed him to have such a dominant and successful evening?
There were so many things, man. Man, I wanted that no hitter. Everyone wanted it. I think the fastball velocity was his best in quite some time. Working all quadrants. The cutter was really good. Mixed in a few change ups. The curveball was sharp, and I don't know, he had 9, 10 punch, something like that. I mean, he was just on point. It was just electric all night long.
Is there any difficulty with watching a player's pitch count when they're in a position to attempt a no-hitter? Is that a difficult decision for you to make in those moments?
It is, but I was going to ride him. I just think that the pitch count is one thing, but I think when you peel back a layer, it's stress of innings, and there wasn't any stress. And he was repeating his delivery. He was locating the stuff held. So I was going to see it through. I wanted it for him.
And have you had a chance to talk to Walker about his performance yet this evening? And if so, is there anything you can share with us from that conversation?
I talked to him, and he just said he felt great. And, that's kind of, he wanted it. You can feel it. The ballpark wanted it, and it just didn't happen. But the takeaway is that he threw the heck out of the baseball tonight.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Dave, you have a history of pulling guys from no-hitters. Why did you feel like you were going to ride him this time?
Well, I think it's just, Bill, it's a narrative that obviously gained a lot of traction. You get a guy that never gone into the seventh inning, coming off Tommy John, making his first start, never threw more than 80-something, 86 pitches. There's another guy with a blister that there's blood on the baseball. So I just don't think that they're all the same. And today, where he was at, the stress of innings, it just made sense. And after, if it would have went through the eighth inning, we would have saw, kind of read and react at that point.
How far would you have gone? He's never thrown more than 117 pitches in a game.
Yeah, I would say something around 125, something like that.
And when you say there was no stress in the game, did you see anything where, there's usually a play in a no-hitter where you go, wow, defense saved it for him?
No, because I think that if you look at through 6, I think there was 9 punch and a lot of fly balls, some weak contact ground balls. So there wasn't really that one play. I think that early on he got the Pavin Smith double play, and that was kind of after the walk. I think that was a big play right there for him, and it's his momentum going into the rest of the game.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, we talked a lot about, the first, 13 or so starts for Walker that, not that the strikeout numbers weren't what they used to be. But in the long run, do you think that could be a good thing? The fact that he wasn't getting those swing and misses and getting those strikeouts, and in the long run, when things click, he can be sort of a guy who gets off contact and dominate hitters and get the strikeouts at the same time?
I can see that. I think the main thing is that you're seeing Walker go deep into games consistently, and he's finding ways to get guys out. And early on in the season, there was 0-2 mistakes, leaving balls up in the zone, or balls that he was just leaving up out over that were leaving the ballpark. So I just think that learning how to navigate innings, staying away from big innings, going deep into games, and getting the punch outs when he needs to, I don't think that, Walker's already shown what type of big game pitcher he is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question is from Cary Osborne. Go ahead.
Dave, we've long talked about Walker's competitiveness and his stuff. What is the next layer that he has added onto that this year?
I think that it's navigating a game when he might not have his best stuff, to instead of going 4+ or 5, it's 6+. And when he is going well, he can do that and take the ball that next fifth day.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Time for one more question. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, Dave, I know we're all still enamored with Walker's performance, but today's the 5th anniversary of Chris Taylor being acquired by the Dodgers, and fittingly, he homered tonight. I wanted to ask you this before the game. What have you seen as far as his development and growth as a player these last 5 years?
Development, I think that he's really he's an all-star player. Like I've said it a few weeks ago. He is a big leaguer, that an everyday major league player, which I think that until you do it, until you supplant yourself in that role, you don't know. He's never really had any panic in his game, could play all over the field, could defend anywhere. So I just think he's just accrued a lot of at-bats and had a lot of success and got a lot of big hits for us.